have new messages.
الو. اوه الفويس ميل ده تاني؟ يا احمد انا نفسي مره ترد عليا. يا ابني انت عاجبك اللي انت بتعمله في نفسك ده؟ ولا بترد على حد ولا معبر حد، حتى انا امك مش بترد عليا. ماشي انا عارفه ان كل ده عشان البت المفغوصه اللي اسمها دينا. يا حبيبي يا حبيبي ده النصيب ومحدش عارف الخير فين. وبعدين هي اصلا هتلاقي زيك فين؟ شاب زي الورد. اي نعم الدنيا ملخبطه معاه شويه يعني، بس معلش ظروف البلد كده، والشباب اللي في سنك مش لاقيين شغل اصلا. والله يا ابني والله انا ما قصرتش معاك ولا مره، علمتك احسن علام. انا وابوك الله يرحمه عمره ما قصر معاك. يا ابني برضو مش هترد عليا؟ طيب كده مش هقول لك بقى المفاجاه اللي عاملاها لك. لا برضو انت ابن حبيبي اللي طلعت بيه من الدنيا. شفت لك يا واد يا احمد حته دين رؤيه امبارح بعد ما صليت في المسجد النبوي وانا قاعده بدعي لك. والله كنت بدعي لك وقلت على نفسي، بس شفتك في مشاكل كتير.
ولدي بقى يا أخوتي تعالى بقى قلتنا حبيبتي.
ايه يا ابو حميد، ينفع كده اكلمك اكتر من 500,000 مرة ما تردش عليا؟ خلاص نسيت اصحابك يا برو؟ نسيت الناس الحلوة؟ ماشي يا عم. طب ايه مفيش حاجة علينا يابا ولا خلاص علمناهم الشحاتة سيبونا في الاشارات؟ مفيش سفاهة دي يابا اللي علمناها لك. بس بقولك ايه، مش عايز الموضوع ياكل دماغك ويدخل معاك في الجد وتعمل فيها بقى مدمن وجو افلام التسعينات ونادي الجندي ده. فك كده وانبسط وروق. كل ما افتكرك وانت بتعطس اول مرة استلفت فيها فمت على نفسي بالضحك. بقولك ايه صحيح، انا محضر لك قعدة انما ايه، لوز العنب نسوان وشرب وشم unlimited مع سياسة الاستخدام العادل. كلمني عشان نظبطها بقى حبيبي ابو حميد. سلام يا برنجي.
ايوه احمد ازيك؟ انا حاتم، بقالي كتير مش بشوفك اونلاين يعني، وكلمتك كتير قوي اليومين اللي فاتوا وما كنتش بترد وما كنتش عارف اوصل لك اصلا. بس كويس انك فتحت الفويس ميل بتاعك النهارده. وانت ايه اخبارك؟ معلش انا عارف اني اتاخرت عليك في الرد بخصوص الشغل في كندا، بس انا كنت مسحول في الشغل بتاعي في الكام اسبوع اللي فاتوا دول.
Welcome back. You're still watching Nile Cruise, and that movie was The Absent Presence by Hassan Reda, and he's joining us now. I'd like to thank you very much for joining us. You're an independent filmmaker and video audio editor too.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So at the beginning, the power of expression is no doubt huge in our modern world. Filmmaking is a powerful tool for doing so. Young filmmakers need more initiatives to empower them, giving them a chance to freely channel their opinions and ideas and for their stories to reach. Many experts believe that the independent filmmaking industry in Egypt could have much more potential than its current state. We just need more catalysts for the reigniting of this rich industry, stemming from a belief that distinctive films and stories should gain maximum exposure and reach the widest audience. We have with us today, as I mentioned, Hassan Reda, who will be speaking to us more about this topic and also his work.
Well, Hassan, welcome with us. Well, first of all, I'd like to ask you, originally you're a graduate of the Faculty of Commerce. Then you studied graphic designing, you're an editor, you act in your films and animation. Yes. Well, what's the reason behind you heading to directing? Is it because your grandfather is the great Hassan Reda Senior?
Well, that's one of the reasons, but and it's because it's the passion that I have since my childhood, and the language of images, of expressing stories through images, through the language of image, which is a language that it doesn't need to be learned. Everybody understands it. Yeah. But it's the most powerful and most effective language to communicate with the audience. Yeah. So I like this field. So that's why I was drawing cartoons. I was drawing the comic strips. I was designing the printing and 3D. But The most passion that I have is for filmmaking. It's for making live action movies, whether it's short movies or fictional documentaries.
All right.
So that was my strongest passion.
Right, Hassan, will be moved to another one of your films and be returning back with more.
صباح الخير يا أستاذة إنجي، ألف حمد لله على سلامتك. إزاي حضرتك؟ منورانا والله. أنا كنت غايب عن المكان هنا بقالي شهر عشان كنت واخد أجازة، فأنا لسه عارف موضوع الحادثة ده دلوقتي، ويعني المهم إن الحمد لله إنك رجعت لنا بالسلامة. تحبي أجيب لك حاجة تشربيها؟ أجيب لك ليمون؟ 1 ليمون حالا.
ايوه ماما، انا وصلت. كويس. السواق اتحرك من بدري. لا ما تبعتوليش تاني يا ستي. انا مش عايزه السواق يجي دلوقتي، خليه يجي لي كمان ساعتين عشان ما افضلش سايباه متذنب برا في العربيه. ماما لو سمحتي محتاجه اقعد مع نفسي شويه. لا ما تقلقيش. اوكي طيب يا ماما. اوكي باي.
Welcome back, and you're still watching Nile Cruise on Nile TV International, and we're still having with us independent film director Mr. Hassan Reda. Hassan, welcome with us again. And now, and now I'd like to ask you about again your film Absent Presence. When you talk about it, I've read that you mentioned that actually it's your favorite film. Why is it your favorite film?
Absent Presence is my favorite because it was my first time to act in front of the camera, along with directing the movie. So it was a very hard experience for me for the first time to act and direct at the same time. And it was my first suspense movies, and I love suspense movies and horror movies. But it was about drug addiction and how it can destroy a man's life if he was addicted to desperation. You know, a desperation, when you get addicted to the desperation, your life will be destroyed before you even noticed. You'll get shocked that you will, everything is gone in your life, that you try to escape from it, and you regret in the end that you lost everything. So that was the movie, but it was a 7 minutes movie, so it's not very long.
So Hassan, you've done also a number of documentaries and fictional films. If you can also tell us about those, but if you can also raise your voice to be able to hear you.
I can hear my voice in the background. So, about the rest of the fictional movies, you mean?
Yes.
Yes. I've worked in another movies, like from a different point of view. It's a mix between drama and fantasia. And it was won the Golden Award for Best Movie in Saudi Culture Wheel this year, last April. And it was one of the movie that was participated in Qabila Film Festival that was organized by the AUC, American University. I've also worked in other movies like One Lemonade that was screened moments ago, and I've worked also in another movie called Not That Bad. It was about violence against women, and there was my last movie was my first comedy movie. It's called Bambino. I started it for my first time as a comedy movie. I was aiming for a dark comedy movie, but it turned out to be a actual comedy movie. So it was a great experience to try the different levels, the different types of these movies in a very short time.
Well, in a different point of view, actually, you used very peculiar angles. And I've seen you in one of the interviews on TV, and you were saying that really the name is really, it matches the film.
Exactly.
So would you talk to us about that?
Well, the name matches the angle of the camera and the idea of the movie itself, of the story. I was trying to deliver the drama to the audience through body language more than just face expressions. The body language may be very effective to many audience. For example, there's a Hollywood movie called V for Vendetta. We've never seen the face of the main character, but the audience were affected by his performance.
Yes.
And that's what I was trying to do, to play with the body language more than face expressions, and deliver a very powerful and strong drama to the audience. Maybe a lot of people didn't like, the angle of the camera, or 3/4 of the movies is from the below the body. But anything new, it's normal to have a lot of critics, bad critics from the audience. It's normal. So.
Yeah. So now we're going to view excerpts from your film Bambino, and we'll be back. So now let's view a bit of Bambino, the dark comedy of Hassan Reda.
Yes, it seems
All right.
that
It seems there is. Yeah. It seems they're not ready yet.
So let me ask you a question here, Hassan. You've been working as an editor, drawing cartoons and directing and even acting. So it sounds like, you know, a one-man crew.
Yeah, you can say that.
How are you doing this? And is it a good thing or a bad thing in your opinion?
Well, it's a very good thing because you gain a lot of experience, and you know every angle from the crew of who's working in a movie. You know what's their job, what's their main job, whether it's editing videos, editing audios, drawing storyboards. That's why drawing comic strips was come in handy for me. So drawing storyboards for the movies before I shoot them was very useful to me because it's saved me a lot of time and a lot of effort.
You also have the experience of all jobs, so you can moderate and direct even better when you know the technicalities of the roles.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's move now to the comedy movie and we're returning back with more with Hassan.
أنا ماليش دعوة، أنت لازم تخلف، جو ام بيبي. يا ابني يا حبيبي، فرحني ولو مرة واحدة في حياتك بحفيد يملالي دنيتي.
اعمل ايه يعني؟
طب ليه؟ خلف من نادين، خلف من غيرها، ماليش دعوة، اتصرف، المهم إن أنت تخلف.
يا مامي بس استنى.
ولعلمك بقى، أنت لو ما خلفتش الفلوس المتلتلة اللي أنت بتحلم بيها دي مش هتطول منها مليم أحمر بعد ما أموت، منها مليم أحمر بعد ما أموت، منها مليم أحمر بعد ما أموت.
وانا مش كفايه اني مداريه على عيبك وساكته يا شيري؟
وانا ناقصك انت التانية؟ امال لو ما كنتش ابنها الوحيد كانت عملت فيا ايه؟
هي دي بيفرق معاها ابنها الوحيد ولا ابنها العاشر؟ دي ست قادره ومفتريه.
انا جات لي فكره تخلينا نخلف. كبر الجناين. هو ده الحل، مفيش غير كده. احب اكد لك انك مش هتخسر اي حاجه. انت يعني طول، بعرض، متين، صحتك بوم، ما شاء الله يعني.
ما شاء الله يا بيه.
Welcome back. You're still watching Nile Cruise, and we're still joined with Hassan Reda, and that was just a quick glimpse for your comedian movie. If I move to another one, your documentary, The Desert Rage, which is about Gaddafi, who's considered one of the most powerful families in the Middle East. If you can tell us a little bit about, you know, this.
Well, that was the movie, first movie that I bought, my first award in it, on Saudi Culture Wheel Documentary Film Festival in 2012. And this movie, I had a lot of researches about the Libyan revolution, beyond what the media said about it. It took me like 3 months for this research, and I gathered a lot of video materials from the internet. There's no camera shots that I made in this movie at all. All of the shots are taken from the internet. I connect them together to make a storyboard for the events, and
so that was like, you know, behind your desk.
Yeah,
you
it
pulled
was
this
a 30
documentary.
minutes movie. To gather a lot of video materials, and every shot doesn't stand more than 5 seconds. Imagine 30 minutes movie without camera shots from the internet. And I made a storyboard to deliver what really happened in the Libyan revolution,
Yes.
Beyond the eyes of the media. And I started the movie with the propaganda that they made about this revolution, and I've ended with the truth that a few people know about, and many media channels didn't talk about.
And did you have voiceover, or it was like a still, you know, movie?
No, I didn't have any voiceover. All the voices in the movie was the actual voices of the politicians, like Barack Obama, like David Cameron. So the voices of the main characters in this movie was the voices of the real life characters.
Yes, so that's an amazing idea how you prepare this, and it's also an inspiring story how you can build an entire documentary while you're in your room. You didn't even have to use any equipment. Production is, and you said you achieved an award with that also.
Yeah,
so
it was my first award, and it was I think it was the first award in Saya to be won in a movie that doesn't have any camera shots in it.
Yes,
So
yes.
that was something.
Yes, interesting. Hassan Reda, independent filmmaker and video audio editor. I'd like to thank you very much for joining us. It's a great pleasure to talk.
Thank you so much for having me, sir. Thank you so much.
Well, Sharif, you know that actually we're celebrating the 22nd anniversary of Nile
Exactly,
TV.
yes.
So now let's enjoy a song celebrating that anniversary.